Good afternoon. Oh, quite busy room. If you need more seats, I have some extras here. Yeah. So, but don't speak here. Just you may sit. All right. So let's get started. So in this session, we're going to cover Microsoft Defender for Office. Anyone work with Defender for Office 365? Ooh, cool. Because when I asked that at Microsoft conferences, everyone raised their hands. But if I ask them, do you know what a reverse shell is? They're like, what? Shell? So Defender for Office. Defender for Office 365. Evasion. That was the session after my discovered vulnerability in that service. And I'm going to show you how it was, how I did that, how Microsoft fixed it. Maybe they didn't fix it. We'll see. We'll see. Few words about myself. My name is Sergey. I'm a security consultant, instructor, conference speaker. By the way, most common question, do you have a Twitter? No, I don't. I don't. I prefer LinkedIn, so I'm too lazy to write something down. LinkedIn. I'm a Microsoft MVP in security and many, many other certifications. Just try to guess where I'm from. Netherlands? Ooh. Oh, who said Russia? Oh, OK. So yeah, I do have Armenian passport as well, but I identify myself as Russian. So, and I say that everywhere. And when I go to the conference, sometimes I get feedback. You know, they send feedback to me with commentaries. And so that was my favorite commentary I ever got. Here at Black Hat, they will also send me commentaries. So please, you can do it even better. Don't make me sad. All right, so what I'm going to do in this session, I'm going to just hack something and show you slides about this. I'm going to give you many demos. I prefer live demos, and so you may expect many, many demos. If something goes wrong with demo, you know, it might happen. I have a recording, just in case. So let's take a look at the agenda. First of all, I'm going to show you what Defender for Office 365 is. And the feature that I'm going to show you is called Safe Attachments. Really quickly, because I believe most of you know what it is, but I want to make sure we'll be all on the same page. Next, I'm going to show you something that Microsoft doesn't tell you about this sandbox. So that's a sandbox. But they don't tell you what it is, how exactly the sandbox works. I'm going to show you. After that, how I bypass attackers, or me, whatever, how attackers can bypass these safe attachments, and how Microsoft responds to my submission. After that, we're going to work with safe links pretty quickly, so that will not be the main part. So safe links, and how we can also bypass safe links protection. All right? Good to go? So very quickly, to make sure that everyone knows what it is, if you haven't worked with Microsoft services before or haven't worked with this service, Defender for Office 365, so Defender for Office 365, that's the number of features to protect your collaboration and email and communications. So it can protect, when you send an email, oh, by the way, I should have that note. Oh, yes, working. So if you send an email to Office 365, or you send a Teams attachment in Teams, or you open Excel or Word documents, or upload files to SharePoint, what will happen in parallel? This document will be opened in a special sandbox. And this sandbox doesn't have any protection. No protection, just a sandbox. And some kind of tools based on machine learning will analyze what this attachment does in this sandbox. So example, if attachments start to encrypt files, documents on the sandbox, it is not very good, right? Depends for whom. But anyway, so we open that. Microsoft opens that in a special sandbox. Let me quickly show you how it looks like on a Microsoft Security in Microsoft Security Center. So if I go to 1 moment here, let me zoom it a bit and scroll down to Save Attachments. I have a policy. Let me say create new. Call that BH. Click next. Oh, I see. I can see it here. Type username I want to protect. Doesn't really matter. And here I can choose behavior. So behavior will be just monitor, or block means block attachment and an email itself. Another one, replace, so block only attachment but keep the email. And dynamic delivery, which is like block attachment but delivers email immediately without, so email will be delivered immediately, attachment will be reattached. So that's it. That's all that Microsoft says to us about safe attachment. Just use it and you'll be safe. That's it. And quite often, many people that work with Defender for Office, even those who work for Microsoft. Anyone here from Microsoft? No? All right. So even those who work for Microsoft, they really think that this attachment is something special, that something that Microsoft creates especially for this service. Let's take a look what it really is. Let's think about 1 moment. If attachment will be opened in the sandbox, what if we send something to the sandbox to enumerate? One example, very stupid reversal. So, I mean, of course, it's a Word document. So if I send something like this, this button, something like this, to the sandbox, and that will be my reverse shell, maybe I can get a shell. We'll see. Or another example, what if I send PowerShell script, and this PowerShell script using WMI, enumerate the sandbox, and then so PowerShell must be zipped, and then send me an email to one of my mailboxes. In this case, I can gather some information about the sandbox. Want to try? Let's try. So. I have a listener. And now I need to send email. Do you want to see one funny thing? When I try to send an email from here, look what happened. So I'm going to send an email from my remote machine, if you don't mind. Who did it? That wasn't me. All right, so I'm going to use my remote machine. Let me say send a new email. That will be M. Smith, and subject will be whatever, BH. And the most important, I must add attachment. So attachment should be somewhere on my desktop, BH. And the first will be strict 1. All right, so now this email. Oh, by the way, let me first show you what it is. That will be Excel. Excel. And if I go to developer mode, I will find this very simple reverse shell. So let me first test it. I'm going to say I want to let me say oh, let me run it again. Let me open that again. Enable content. And now I should get a shell. So a document is working. Now I want to break the shell. And this time, I would like to send it to the sandbox. So open it up, compose. That was sent. And here is my mailbox. Come on. Can you accept it here at least? Let me check which address I used. Maybe it was the wrong address. Compose. No, that was right. That was correct. Hey, come on. Which corner? Other screen? No, that's a different one. That's a different one. All right, so if you don't want to do it here, I'm going to send it to a different address because I have some spam policy. Oh, wait a second. And oops, where's my? Yeah, I have two screens here. Correct. This one. Let me try again. This time I'm gonna. Come on. Up. And remove that. All right. So let's try again. This time different address, and that will be the same file. Strike one, and click send. And let's take a look. I hope this time it should be fine. Because I already used that email address for the previous one to send emails. Maybe it now blocked me in that tenant. How about now? No? Not again? That's funny. So those email addresses, they did not work anymore. All right. So what we do in this case, if it doesn't work in live demo? Of course, show video. So it looks like I will show you many videos today. If I cannot just simply send an email, so it looks like I'm gonna show you many videos. All right. Then let's. Let me find this moment. And let's take a look. Now, I'm saying something there, probably. And now when I send an email, it just scans in progress, right? So scan in progress. Now if I go back to my, that someone tried to connect to me in parallel. I don't know why. And now what we should have, what I should have, do you have higher speed? Increase the speed? Oh, here we go. So look at this. Now I just want to make a pause. So that is the sandbox. What it is? It's just Windows 10 machine. It's just Windows 10. So it's not something unique and super special. It's just a Windows 10 machine. Let's take a look how this machine looks from inside. So from inside, it's just Windows 10 machine. It works on Hyper-V. And it's not really in Azure, because Azure has limitations to deploy those templates. So it's just a machine in Hyper-V. And it's only 1 gig of memory. It used to be. 1 core. Then they also create fake user and decoy content. Why decoy content? I guess to test ransomware. Because they will analyze if those files will be encrypted, so they will see that it was encrypted. So it also has a number of applications, like Office, Adobe Reader. On the next slide, I'm going to show you a bit more. And a number of custom tools. So, and every time when we see this instance, by the way, I tested that from the hotel yesterday. It used to work. It used to deliver the email, at least. So every time instance is the same. So they don't change the operating system version. They don't change any software. They don't change anything. It's just a new template with like fresh template. But they deploy instance from the same template every time. So we have software, Google Chrome, Firefox, basic Edge browser, Office applications, even Project and Visio, and number of C++ and so on distributables. So different code may run there. And we have a number of custom tools. Those custom tools, it's just a bunch of DLLs. Don't ask me to reverse engineer them because it's like gigabytes of data. Just number of tools that Microsoft create, or maybe Fiddler is not Microsoft, but most of them are by Microsoft. At least I don't know about them. I haven't seen them on the market. So now, how do you think, if we know about this, if we know about what's inside, if we know about what's inside, we know about software, we know about other tools, how can we bypass the sandbox? Yep? Fingerprinting. All right. And after that? Wait. So the first commentary was, I know, to record that, I need to repeat that. So just to add a sleep instruction, like wait, it will not work. If they see sleep instruction, they mark this file as not trusted. So I tried, did not work. That's not the most obvious for sandboxes, but this one didn't work. What is the most common bypass evasion technique after sleep? So to know the configuration of Sandbox, to find the difference between Sandbox and the normal workstation, and do not execute in this Sandbox configuration. If we know that machine, virtual machine, has some specific build of Windows, and then number and amount of memory and number of processor cores, what we can do, we can create our script, our payload, with this condition and do not execute in the sandbox. So look at this. By knowing configuration, attacker can write script macro that will not be executed in the sandbox. And so in this case, what I did for what we can do? Execute. Oh, sorry. We can execute code only if amount of memory, for example, larger than 2 gigabytes. And here is example of old macro. Old macro. Here is the macro with evasion. So we using WMI, we find out amount of memory, and just, I know it's a stupid condition, but I just say here, if amount of memory is larger than 2, execute my script, reverse shell. If smaller, I just want to say not enough RAM. Make sense? So, and I submit it to Microsoft. I submit to Microsoft, and that's what I got from them. So it was a very funny email, because the email said, where is that? The issue was by design. Let me just go there. It is by design. So Sandbox, vulnerable by design, is vulnerable by design. Sandbox is vulnerable by design. So it means that, and the most funny there, it was by design, but we're going to take action to improve security of Sandbox. It's like we're not going to pay you, but we accept your report, and we will do something to fix it. And your reward is recognition on the portal. Cool. At least I don't need to pay taxes from that. I hope. Look at this. It's very old version. Anyone has this version of Windows? No, I hope. If yes, let me know. So that's very, very old. So probably none of the users will have this, this version. Now what we can do instead, let me find the video this time again, where I made those fixes. So where is that? So Windows build. Oh, by the way, when we run system info, it just shows also version of Windows. And what we can do, look, just a different WMI class. And here I can say, so in first script, on this one I can run, by the way. I didn't need to email that. So first I can do, first what I can do, where's my strike 2? Developer mode. Look at this. So this will just detect the version of operating system and just show me the message box. Let's try if I say like that. Macros disabled, thank you. One moment, I'm gonna do it again. This time enabled. Enable content. And look at this. So that is my build. 22.6.21. If I do the same on my remote machine, then it will be something old, I guess. At least older. So that is 19 something. So now the new script will look like this. Is that a new one? Is it? So now let's say if the Windows build is smaller than, lower than, number lower than 20,000, then give the message box the build is too old. All right? So let's try. I need to enable macro, of course. So no complaints here, up to date. And if I do the same on my remote machine, where build is a bit older, is too old. Now, the last step, instead of this message box, instead of the previous message box, we just add our reverse shell. Again, will not be. Let me show it to you here. So if I have what it was. I got an email? Really? To which mailbox? Not here. I don't see the email, but I got a reverse shell, at least. So it's working. So all the things I showed you in the video still works. I don't know where me. I know. Yeah, I know why there's no email. The reason why it's no email, we have quarantine policies, and if it detects malware, it removes that right after delivery. I'm not sure what was the mailbox and why we haven't seen it during the delivery, but at least we see that it used to work. So we got a reverse shell, and that was, yeah, it's not video. Look, it's my Kali machine. That's video. So now, if I send an email, and this time I will have Windows is up to date. So Windows is up to date. But file I want to send is the last one, developer. Now, so if the version is quite new, like larger than 20,000, then we execute the shell, and if else, MSG box, OS is too late. So guess what? In a sandbox, it will see message box. Is message box something dangerous? Shouldn't be. Of course, it depends what they say, but it shouldn't be. But on most operating systems, it should be executed normally, and that should bypass protection. So let's try again. I don't know what was the mailbox. Let me send 2 emails. I don't know which one was accepted. Let me try to send them. If not, again, I have a video. So let's just send that to here and say BH again. And home run. And send that. And one more email. And BH again. And home run. Send. So somewhere I should get delivery. And for the sake of time, let me. Yeah. What? One moment. Nothing here. So look at this. Scan in progress. By the way, while I wait for the scan, I can give you one offering. How about horse beat? No, duck beat. So anyone 100 on duck number 1? Or you prefer British ducks? By the way, this duck number 1 is Donald Duck. So 10 seconds. 10 seconds now. 8. Anyone 100? No? Oh, look at this. Anyone here from US? No one. Oh, one. Sorry about that. All right, so let's take a look what we have with still scan progress. So don't you mind if I just move on and get back to it slightly later, and you'll see like a new email in the mailbox, because we have just one more demo. So was it clear about Sandbox? More or less. How can we bypass? It still work. The most important. No way. And don't submit that as well, so they don't pay. I know. One more thing that we can also test while we wait for. Oh, we also have here the email still in progress. What we also have one more feature, is what is called safe links. So let me show you what safe links is. I send an email to myself. I just want to find the right window. Send an email to myself with a link. So Microsoft has another feature called safe links. When you click on the link in the email, what must happen? Look, come on. It used to work just right. Is it the right one? No, that's not the right one. Sorry. The right one should be somewhere. Somewhere here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So they say, hey, don't go to this website because this website is malicious, and just we don't allow you to go there. And yeah, when you just try to click on the link from Teams, from email, it doesn't allow them to do it. How can we bypass that? Very easily, to be fair. We need to take that link outside of the Defender for Office system. The easiest way to do it is to create middle tier. So let me show a few examples. For the sake of time, I already sent those emails. If you don't mind, I'm going to use existing emails. So first, what I can do, I can create my own website that will automatically redirect to malicious website. So mine is fine, but it will just redirect. And now look at this. Yeah, it's still browser that blocks me, browser, but not the but not the Defender system. So not this one, but the browser. So now we bypass one of the layers. And if we use third-party browser, like any other browser, they may not block it because they have different protection. That's one of the way. Another one may be, so it may redirect, or we can create middle tier and ask user to click. So choose whatever you want. It will forward you to the same website. So that's the way to bypass safe links as well. All right, let's take a look. What do we have in my mailbox? And ta-dam! Want to check that it contains my reverse shell? I'm not lying. Let me download that. Home run documents. Let me close all of the Excel windows first. Hey, Excel, where are you? All right, and so just in case, showing you that it's like my documents, not any other folder. And developer mode, visual. Oh, thank you. So let's try again. Oh, it's here. Enable editing. Oh, thank you, Excel. You're smart. So, but from the email, I was able to deliver. I was able to bypass Defender for Office, I mean, and That's it. So that's the file with the reverse shell. All right. Now, quite common question, while we have 4 minutes and 43 to 1 second, quite common question, what should we do? How can we mitigate that? And I would say for this specific vulnerabilities, I don't know how to mitigate this specifically. So the only thing you can do is to have more layers of protection. I guess you heard the defense in depth. So you saw that. I bypassed the email protection, but Excel said, no way, I'm not going to run it. So when you have those multiple layers, that may help. But this specific vulnerability is, I don't know, maybe submit it again to Microsoft and don't get paid again. And maybe after a few iterations, they finally do something. But they will update their Sandbox, for example, and you will not be able to use operating system build. Then they add more processor cores. So we're going to rubber them. All right. So. We have 3.5 minutes. Any questions?